be alright. So don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. See, don't worry about a thing, You know that every little thing is gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Be happy, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. 'Cause I said every little thing is gonna be alright. Tell you every little thing is gonna be alright.
Thank you. Celebration, Matt solo, that sounded really nice. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'm Reverend Sheree, and I had a week off. I was at the beach with my honey, and so it was really nice to decompress and gather some sun, and it was just lovely. So thank you for your willingness to allow and support me in my self-care. You'll notice that I came up with a mask, and I really want to make this whatever you need to do for your highest good, for your health, is welcome here. So if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. Don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask, okay? I wanted to let you know we've had about 8 people in our community that have been tested positive for COVID. So I wanted you to just be aware of that as you make your choices and decisions. Sounds fair? Okay, beautiful. For those of you joining us online, we are just so pleased that you've chosen us to be your spiritual community. And, you know, we feel your energy. I get emails from folks online that share that they are with us every week and that there's a connection and they're part of the community, even though we can't see them. But we know we're energetic beings, right? So that translates. I also want to say that we have Pride Month, and so you'll see the display of the candles. And I'm going to ask you to wait just for 1 second because I think the video is up next. We're so excited. We are. I know. Reggie designed that whole thing and put it all together, and it just looks spectacular. But first, I want to share with you the Volunteer of the Month, which is John Whitfield. And you may not know John, or you may know John, but he's behind the scenes. And let me tell you, he works hard behind the scenes. So let's listen to him for a moment.
Good morning, UCOH. My name is John Whitfield, and I have been volunteering here at UCOH for about 15 years. I feel blessed that I have the opportunity to contribute to UCOH's energy, its well-being, as well as its mission. I especially enjoy volunteering at the bookstore. There, I get to meet many people and make new friends all the time, and that's something I think we all need. I also get to help make Sundays fun for many of you, and some might call that retail therapy. Finally, I think that one of the reasons, most important reasons for me, is that I get to give back to the church. I get such love and energy and friendship from the UCOH community that I just can't help but wanting to pass it on and keep it circulating. So if any of you think that you might want to volunteer, take my advice and come in and talk to somebody. I think you'll enjoy it.
John, are you here? There you are. All right, everyone. There he is. Thank you, John. Thank you. I got to meet John when I first came here, he and his wife, Robina, and they spoiled us and took us out to lunch in an area which we've never seen before. Haven't seen since, by the way, just letting you know. And there's just this quiet sense of knowing that comes from John. And he's just this steady rock, and we just appreciate you, so thank you very much. All right, now, we're going to do the opening prayer. And because it is June, we are celebrating Pride. We are celebrating the love, the divinity of our brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ plus community, right? So across the nation, across the land, this month is in celebration of elevating our friends. And so each Sunday we are going to do this to honor our community, and I'm so glad to be here, and this is what we do, and this is how we love everyone. Yes, thank you. You did a fabulous job. I love working with Reggie. All right, so if you're willing, let's pray. Let's take that nice, deep, cleansing breath, deep inhalation, and then just let it go. Exhale. We take that breath to remind us that God is within us, breathing us, that there is something divine within us, just waiting for us to acknowledge and to access. And so today, as we come together in spiritual union, because that's what prayer is, a spiritual union, that we bring all of our energy together in the knowing that where two or more are gathered, that energy is just multiplied. It's accelerated. It's pushed to a higher vibration and frequency. And as you follow your breath, allow my words to be your words in this moment. Sweet Spirit, God, the allness of the universe, we come together in gratitude. Gratitude for our lives, gratitude for the gifts, gratitude for the friends and families in our lives that are just magnificent. We have so many blessings that sometimes it may feel a little overwhelming, a little much, but there is this sense of holy and sacredness and appreciation for it all. And in this time when there is just so much chaos going on in the world, we treasure it just that little bit more. It's just that little bit sweeter. And in this communion of prayer, of spirituality, we gather that energy of love, of light, of divinity, and we just pushed that energy to the people of Ukraine, for those who have transitioned, for those who have lost someone, for those who have lost their homes. And we bathe them in love and light. And we move that energy to the people of Russia. And we bathe them in love and light. And hold them in the knowing of their awakening to the truth that we are one. There is no separation. We are all of God. And then we move that energy back here to Texas, to the people of Uvalde. And we hold them in our hearts. that may just feel a little broken. We hold their families as they grieve the loss of their babies. And for the babies who have transitioned, we send you on with peace and love back to oneness. And for the people in Oklahoma, and then again this morning, Philadelphia, all those who are impacted by this disease of mass shootings, we hold you in our hearts and we affirm there is another way. And then we bring that energy back here to Unity Church of the Hills, this place that is blessed and sanctified, where we know God is present and moving its energy through each and every one of us. And we give thanks. And so it is. Amen. All right, I did take a little while there, but sometimes Spirit has its way. Reggie's going to be doing our opening announcement, so please give him your attention.
Good morning, everybody. So as Rev Sheree stated, Philadelphia is the latest on the list of mass shootings. So we'll hold them in our prayers and hope that this ends. It's clear to me that this problem will not be solved from the politicians down. It needs to be solved from us up. So let's make a move to do that. All right. Moving on, Volunteer Appreciation Game Night, June 17th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Friendship Hall. Come and celebrate the volunteers and connect face-to-face and have some fun. I think we're all in the mood for some fun lately, right? Are you sure about that? Are we getting to the mood for some fun lately? Yes, okay, yes. Just making sure. We will provide finger foods, snack foods, and a variety of table games. Rev Sheree will bring her bingo game. B-I-N-G, oh my God, I just won. We'll play games and have prizes, and feel free to bring your own games as well. Kids Choir Camp is quickly approaching, Tuesday through Friday, June 21st through 24th. If you have a child from the age of 6 to 12 years old, please get them enrolled. There's still some time. They're going to be learning 2 songs, and they will perform those songs here on stage on June 26th, so you do not want to miss that. And last but not least, volunteer leadership training is starting Saturday, June 25th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. in Friendship Hall. This training will introduce a new paradigm for volunteering and empower everyone to rise to a new level. Go to unityhills.org and click the events tab to register. So now if you will all join me in the vision statement. We are an ever-expanding community where lives are transformed. Thank you very much.
There is something I want to say. I'm glad that Jesus came.
me. Thank you. John, welcome back. We've missed you. Thank you for that beautiful solo. Ooh. So, it feels good to be back. I can tell you that. You know, sometimes you just need a little bit of disconnection, a little rejuvenation, and then booyah, we're all back. So there's lots of changes going on. As you know, we have the 8 a.m. service back in the beautiful chapel. It happens every Sunday at 8 a.m., and of course it continues online. And we have Jean Lean and Reverend Mary Grace Sorensen, who are the co-leaders of this ministry. And what I love is there's a coming together. We meet and we decide the themes for the month. And this month, we are looking at animal wisdom. So that's the theme for June. We are all, and maybe we're biased, but we all have fur babies and we just love animals, so it was just this natural thing. Like, one person said animal and we were like, oh, yes! And what this does, though, for us as a community, it brings us together in wholeness, right? So we're all walking different paths, but we have similar stepping stones. And that's what this kind of movement does for us as a community. So I'm really excited about that. And today's talk, I'm going to focus on the wisdom of self-care from our pets. Got that? Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, really, Rev? Not a message about self-care. Really, with all the things that are going on and how fast life is changing, dealing with war in Ukraine, dealing with mass shootings, you're going to talk about self-care? And you may even grumble and say, you know, I came here to be inspired by God. And if you have any of those thoughts or feelings, I'm here to honor that. I'm here to honor that. As I remind you that we cannot presence our highest self if our energetic and spiritual energy, our tanks, are low or empty. Did you hear that? It's impossible for us to presence our highest self when we are running on empty. And I can tell you that when I don't take time to care for my emotional self, when I don't take time to care for my body and my soul's needs, I'm unable to manifest as the highest divine person that I'm here to be. Okay? You see, when we're driven ourselves to the point where our tank is empty, then I know for me, my ego, my humanity has taken control. It's taken control. It's bought into our beliefs in society that we've got to keep going. We've got to accomplish all these things. Time is of the essence. I've bought into that. And when I'm in that place, it's really hard for me to give from a place of love and joy. When my tank is on empty, I'm moving towards overwhelmed and resentment. In Paul Selig's book, The Kingdom, we are reminded about how we operate when our vibration is low. And this is the quote that I want to share with you. Now, what it means to be accountable in the lower vibrational field is the alignment of will through choice. And everything you choose, every act you engage in, indeed, you are accountable to. You understand this as karma, perhaps, but quite simply, it is cause and effect. The challenges you face in the lower vibrational plane are the accountability to prior choices. This simply means that when humanity decided to claim itself as separate from source, it announces itself in accountability to its lower creations. You are accountable to war. You are accountable to deceit of yourself and others. That's a pretty powerful quote, isn't it? And I know for those of us who like to stay in the realm of positivity as much as possible, that can be jarring. But this is the reason that self-care is so important and so vital, and we need to make it a priority. Because when we are in self-care, we are able to keep our vibration at a higher level. And when we are operating at a higher frequency, we are connected to Source. We are engaged with Source. So that means we're able to make decisions from love and light and not fear. We have the ability to be God in skin. The second thing that I want to remind you is God is not something we can only access in sacred places. Of course, it's easier, right? It's easier to connect where you feel the divinity is just palpable, like here in the sanctuary, right? In the chapel. If you go out on the grounds to the labyrinth, you can feel it. And so, yes, it's easier. And yet God is in everyone and everything, including our pets. So my hope is that you too will see the allness of God's presence, not only here at UCOH, but in the eyes of your friends, in the smiles of strangers, in the beauty that is Mother Nature, and in the unconditional love that we receive from our pets, from our fur babies. So in a world that's been changing so dramatically in the last couple of years, we need to create ways of coping. Are you with me? We need to create ways of coping. I had a friend say to me the other day, "Stress will kill you." And I went, dramatic much? And then I realized there are a lot of stats that support that thought. The slide that I'm showing you is from the CDC that talks about the leading causes of death in the US, and this was taken from 2020. And when you look at that list, you can see that stress is an underlying causality for many of them. Yes? So when the world seems topsy-turvy and chaotic, we need to find ways to release that fear, to release the stress. We have to make conscious choices to be in the joy of the moment. The joy of the moment. This moment, joy. This moment of connection, divinity to divinity, joy. Don't let these moments slip through your hands. Now, I've spoken frequently that chaos is part of the creation process. And when things are easy and comfortable, and we feel like, life is kind of predictable, as humans, guess what? We don't want to change the status quo. We're pretty comfy, thank you very much. But it's in the unknown and the upheavals that we're called upon to create anew, right? To change paradigms to support us in our evolution. And while all of that is wonderful, our bodies, our minds, our souls are being strained. There's some pressure on us, and it can feel really uncomfortable. And so that's why I'm talking about self-care, because self-care needs to happen even in the midst of chaos. So we're going to talk about the spiritual path and wisdom of our pets and hear what they have to share with us about ways that we can take care of ourselves. Even now, even with all the tumultuousness that goes on, there is a way to be in joy, to be in love, and to relax. Ever see our pets in that veg state, right? They don't ask permission. They don't ask permission of commandeering some kind of comfortable furniture, right? They're not worried about the time of day. They're not worried about when the next meal is or the walk is. They're not worried about that dog next door that told me off yesterday. They're not worried about that, right? They are in that moment and they know their body and mind needs to relax. And there it goes, in that perfect position. And they're all in that moment. Everything is turned off but that moment of bliss. So what's the lesson for us in this amazing model of behavior? What's the lesson? Being yourself, yes. What else? Taking care of your body, yes. What else? Be present, yes. Beautiful lessons. And it's even in our busy lives, we can take a moment to relax, get comfy. It's a gift that we give ourselves to listen to our mind and body when it just needs to shut off for a little bit. What if I told you that that is part of proper maintenance for these physical things that we are inhabiting while we are on this plane of existence? Proper care and maintenance. Our pets know the importance of it. They don't judge it. They haven't bought into the puritanical ethic that we have to be productive every moment of every day, right? All right, so what's the next piece of wisdom? I'm going to look at what can we do with anxiety, right? What do we do when we feel like that bottle full of energy is just kind of in our bodies all over? And a lot of times that outpictures as anxiety. Well, we've got some more wisdom from our dogs. Right? When they have pent-up energy that needs releasing, what do? They run, right? They run around like crazy. Did you know it has a term now? You guys knew, zoomies. Zoomies. And the only reason that I knew this is because my husband Graham sent me a link with, for zoomies, to watch dogs that do zoomies. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy. He's not here in case you're looking over there like the MTC. He's in Kansas City. I saw some of you look over there. He's in Kansas City at his parent organization. That's where he's based and works remotely here. So we're still together. All is well. So when we talk about these zoomies, what it is it's these short bursts of energy, right? That they do these speed things that really releases that pent-up energy that's trapped in their bodies. So I'm not suggesting that you now need to do zoomies in your house. Don't go home and say, Rev Sheree said I got to do zoomies, excuse me, right? I don't want to hear you bouncing off the walls and furniture. No, but what I'm saying is we can all do different things about releasing energy. And one of the things that I like to do is dancing. I don't like exercising, can you tell? I don't like exercising, but I love dancing. And so when I'm feeling that way, what I'll do is I'll pick one of the songs that I just love. And for me, it's Happy by Will Ferrell. You know that one, right? Because we don't have to make this, I've got to go to the gym to work out the anxiety and blah, 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 blah. Right? Keep it simple. Do what you love. Move a little bit. And how can you not have a smile on your face after that? I see all of you. You do have smiles on your faces. So the lessons from our dog, shake the groove thing, right? To release anxiety and excess energy. Beautiful. So ever feel like sometimes life is just too intense? Well, I suggest listening to our fur babies. What's their favorite thing to do? Play. Take time to play. Playing in the animal kingdom is a bonding experience for them. And it doesn't matter whether it's human or other animals. That's a connection time for them. And they know that it reduces their stress and it supports their emotional well-being. And guess what it does for us? Very similar. Very similar. We get the opportunity to disengage for a moment from the intensity. It reduces our stress. It boosts our immunity, right? We get to connect with other people. Intimacy, joy. All right, and if you're like, well, yeah, when I was a teen, I played. I'm telling you, you can do it now, right? It allows us to not take life so seriously. A few weeks ago, I got an invitation from a friend to have a meal at their house. And I was feeling so pooped, right? And just like, I can't do one more social engagement, right? In case you don't know, I'm naturally an introvert. I know it's hard to believe, but I am an introvert, and that's the way that I recharge. And then they said the magic word or phrase. Oh, almost. It was Mexican train. And I was like, I'm so there, right? All of a sudden, it was like, my inner kid was like, ooh, yeah, let's do this. We're gonna go. And I have to tell you, I get so much joy out of trash talking, yes, and laughter. And laughter, it just changes everything in me. Do I mention again that we're having a volunteer game night? I'm inviting you to play with me in a very nice way, right? And if you're not a volunteer and you're thinking about being a volunteer, come, okay? Come. So what's the lesson there? That even when life feels intense, we can press the pause button and play, because then life will feel lighter. We give ourselves permission to have fun. So before I continue with the next animal wisdom tip, I'm gonna kind of go around here a little bit, and I wanna talk about a spiritual gift that many of us in Unity have. And it's a wonderful gift, and it can also be a double-edged sword if we don't utilize it effectively. And then after that, I'm going to share with you the tip from the cat kingdom of how best to deal with this gift in ease and grace. What is that gift? Oh, I know my people. Being an empath. How many of you believe you are an empath? Raise your hand. All right, people, look around. Look around. Good question. An empath is someone that is able to feel other people's emotions. That's an empath. And it's a powerful tool for us to use when we're navigating our relationships, our connections. And it's also an amazing gift to others because it supports them in feeling heard and being honored. But being an empath means that we use the gift wisely. We cannot leave ourselves completely open to be feeling everybody and everything and everyone's feelings and emotions. Because when we do that, it's very easy for us to become paralyzed and ineffective. So, for example, when we see hatred being perpetrated against others, it's normal for us to have those feelings of fear and anger and frustration and disappointment. However, an empath becomes paralyzed if we react as if the violence is happening to us. As empaths, our responsibility is to do the work of discernment and boundaries and protection. That's ours. Getting clear on what are our own feelings versus someone else's feelings. And we must utilize this wisdom of our highest self to be able to make the decision of whether to allow someone's energy in or to block it. And the reason that I'm mentioning this gift of being an empath is because when others are hurting and suffering, empaths can do a couple of things. We think we have to suffer and hurt with them, or we believe we are the ones that are hurting and suffering because there's no delineation there. And neither of those are true. And this is really important because if we feel that we are being attacked or hurt, what's going to be our response? Defensive, yes. Protection, yes. Anger, yes. What else? Anxiety, yes. Fear, yes. Yes. And we are going to be reacting from a primal place. That is not higher functioning. Got it? Higher functioning is lost when we are in that survival mode. And so that's why I'm saying to you it's so important as an empath to know how to work with that energy. Yes? Okay, so if you have further questions about that and you need a workshop, send me some emails. Ever watch a cat set boundaries? So looking at this face, do you think Mr. Snugglepuss wants a cuddle? No. Mr. Snugglepuss is very clear that its well-being means it needs space at this point for its well-being, right? We look at that, we're like, yes, Mr. Snugglepuss, take the space you need. And then when they want love and affection, how do we know? They come, right? They're in your face. They don't care where you are. They're just stepping all over you because they want love and affection. And when cats set the boundaries, we don't go around calling them negative names. We don't go around saying, "Oh, diva." Sometimes you do. All right, be real, right? We usually don't throw shade on our animals, right? We just respect and accept the boundaries. And guess what? The cat doesn't care if you're trying to throw shade anyway. It doesn't care, right? It takes responsibility for getting its needs met. So what's the valuable lesson here, my friends? Boundaries. Ask for what you need. Make your needs clear. Yes. Embrace your inner cat. I like that. Embrace your inner cat. Yes. Right? It's important for us to have healthy boundaries, my friends. That is for our well-being also. And boundaries allow us to moderate our own emotions, moderate our own energy, and supports us in discernment. All right, one last self-care practice, getting outdoors. Our fur babies love the outdoors. They make sure every day, some part of that day is outside. I gotta tell you, when we were at the beach, Ziggy, which is the black and white furry one, he's in my office. They're in their little kennel because I knew I had a long day here today. He loves being outside. He could sit outside forever. And so when we were at the beach, our favorite time was when it started to get a little cooler. We'd go outside, sit in the chair. Ziggy's on the lap, heaven. Well, since we've come back, he's a nightmare. because he wants to be outside, just sitting and looking around and enjoying nature. You see, our animals know the benefits of the sun, right? Getting enough vitamin D, they get to smell the air, take a leisurely stroll, have a good nose around, right? And they understand that the outdoor stimulates them, stimulates their mind, and kind of mellows their behaviors, mellows their emotions. Can we find a lesson here for us? What is it? Get outdoors. Hello, simple. Get outdoors. Yes, get outdoors. Have a daily practice. And I'm saying, I know we're like urban, suburban. It doesn't matter. You see the dog and that guy walking sidewalk? Take the walk. Take a chair if you don't feel like walking and just plop it down outside and look at your garden. Look at all the flowers that you back break to put in there, right, and weed for the neighbors, obviously, because you're not outside enjoying it, right? But most importantly, when we're outdoors, that's one of the quickest shortcuts to connect to God. It reminds us that there's something greater than us that creates magnificence. So in Unity, we say, everything is of God. We say it over and over again. Everything is of God. Well, that means that God's in our animals too. And I've given you a recap there of the lessons that we learned just in this 20-minute discussion. Right? They're all there. So I'm giving you some homework. What do you think it'll be? Go outside, yes. And dance. Dance out. We can do both. Dance outside. Good. Self-care, self-care, self-care. But I also want you, yes. Nature. Yes. Love that. Have fun. Yes. Play. Allow your inner child to come out and play. It's vital. It balances us so that we're not just consumed about war and mass shootings, right? It balances us. So this week, your homework is to look at those self-care lists, pick some things, do some things. But the most important thing that I want you to do, if you have an animal, is to interact with your animal. Interact with your pet. And I want you to listen to the wisdom. Yes, even you. That baby has wisdom. Yes, she does. I know her dog, so I know why she's laughing. Listen to the wisdom of your fur baby. And then I want you to go to our Facebook page, Unity Church of the Hills Facebook page, and I want you to post a picture of your animal with the name and what is the lesson that you learned this week. Can you do that? Okay, I'm going to be looking. And then what we'll do for the month of June, since we're celebrating the wisdom of the animals, the staff favorites, we'll kind of rotate in here on Sundays. So post the wisdom of your fur babies. All right. What do you got, Ian? Oh, my Lord, Ian. Ian's telling me he's going to bomb us with stuff. All right. 12 cats and 4 dogs, so I guess they know a little bit about animals. All right, my love, celebration's coming up, and let's prepare for meditation.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to rise.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were always waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were always waiting for this moment to rise.
Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, blackbird fly, blackbird fly.
Into the dark night.
Kim, Shonda, Brian, that was just really beautiful. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. And that's why we come, isn't it? Yeah, they're amazing. Just amazing. Are you ready for meditation? Okay. Let's take that nice deep breath in and exhale. Oh, that sounds good. And follow the breath. Allow your spine to be erect, your feet grounded in Mother Earth. And let's just give Mother Earth some love. Allow the energy from the allness of the universe as a beautiful, brilliant white light. Imagine that coming in through your crown chakra, moving all the way down, healing, refreshing, loving, all the way down your legs, into your feet, and into Mother Earth, loving her, renewing, blessing, thanking this planet for sustaining itself, even despite the humans. And so just breathe that beautiful energy and just imagine it going from your feet all the way through the earth and all around the globe. Yes, you are that powerful. Renewing. And then as that energy comes back, allow it to come up through your feet, through your legs, blessing and grounding your body all the way up to your crown chakra, and just allow that beautiful energy to balance itself. Continue to breathe. Continue to follow the breath. Just breathe, my friends, breathe. And in the breath, I want you to remember your truth. On the inhalation, God is. On the exhalation, I am. Every breath you take, God is renewing you. And every exhalation is you manifesting as divinity. Allow that reminder of the truth of who you are, who you were meant to be, who we all were meant to be. God in skin and nothing but love. And as you feel that mantra reminding you, renewing you, affirming who you are, what you are, how you serve, and that you have come to be divinity in skin. Breathe into this knowing who you are. In your highest frequency, what you are meant to do here. You cannot make a wrong decision. You are perfect. You are of the Most High. So take a moment in the silence to feel that renewal, to feel that affirmation of truth of who you are. God is, I am. At the sound of my voice, I invite you to allow that feeling of renewal, that energy, allow it to just pulse through you as you. Be not afraid, for God is with you. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And feel the chair underneath you. Bring your consciousness, your awareness to this sanctuary, to Unity Church of the Hills. You can flutter your eyes open. Namaste, my loves.
Reverend Sheree is just such a treat, don't you think? You know, this church, in the face of multiple challenges and less than ideal circumstances, continues to do one important thing for all of us. It feeds us spiritually. Am I right? And we've been taught here at Unity that we are to tithe to that place that feeds us spiritually. So as the ushers come forward, please, I gladly join you in this morning in reaffirming that charge as we all bless our gifts to each other and to our beloved community. Amen. So, you can give through numerous vehicles listed up here on the screen. You can all read, so I don't need to go through too many of them, but you can text, you can give online, you can use an app, or you can do like Cliff does, bring a check. And now, with that in mind and that feeling of being spiritually fed, let's recite, if we can, the affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful. Amen.
So we are filled with gratitude, gratefulness for all these gifts for the givers. We see everything that they have given, this flow of circulation coming to us, and we see it just becoming greater and flowing back to them. And there's this wave of circular creation that pushes past these walls out to Austin, making a difference. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Jack. Reggie, you got this?
So if you thought there was anything else going on at Unity, you were wrong. You were wrong. You were so wrong. You were so wrong. I have so many more announcements for you, so listen up. Prayer chaplains, if you are inclined for whatever reason to want to connect one-on-one with a prayer chaplain, they are available to you immediately after this service in the chapel. If you're watching us online, call the number on your screen and someone will call you back. We are still standing firmly with Ukraine. Unfortunately, this war is still going on, but we are going to support it as long as we need to support them. If you are inclined to give to one of the 8 reputable charities that we have spotlighted, highlighted over the past several weeks, go to our Facebook page or go to our website and donate there. You can donate to medical supplies, food, animal care. It's all there listed for you. Gratitude circles happen every first Sunday of the month, which is coincidentally today. So join our prayer chaplains on the patio outside immediately after the service. A prayer chaplain will open this special time together with a few words and close out with a prayer, but a majority of the time is spent hearing from you. And as you speak your gratitude into the sacred circle of love. So join us there at the patio after this service. And additional to that, there is the Austin Civic Wind Ensemble will be giving their July 3rd patriotic/potluck concert right here. So July 3rd at 1:30 p.m., you can hear classic tunes of Tchaikovsky, 1812 Overture, John Philip Sousa, Stars and Stripes Forever. This is a potluck, so bring your appetite and your patriotism and join us. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great show. Next week, Rev Sheree will be here, and she will be talking about the wisdom of animals. Her talk asks the questions about oneness. Do animals understand this concept? If so, what can we learn from them? You won't want to miss this. Join us next week. At this point, we are going to invite the youth into the sanctuary. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.